They told me I was lucky, but luck doesn't keep you healthy for 40 years. Habits do. My name is Grace Miller. I'm 92 years old and I still drive. I still walk without pain. I haven't even caught a cold in over 4 decades. People smile at me and say, "You must have good genes," but I just shake my head quietly. Because what they don't see is what I do every single day. The truth is, aging doesn't steal your health overnight. It chips away at it through the eye. Daily choices we stop making, skipped movement, shallow breathing. That quiet decision that our bodies are done improving, but strength doesn't vanish, it fades. And just as it fades through neglect, it returns through consistency. That's what I've learned. Not in a lab, not from a book, but from life itself. Years ago, doctors told me to slow down. I chose to tune in. And over time, I discovered 5 simple exercises that changed my life. They aren't intense workouts, they're intentional movements. They restore strength, focus, balance, and calm. You don't need a gym or youth to do them, just a little commitment. If you're willing to give your body the same quiet care you once gave your children, these habits could change your life too. Let me show you the 5 simple exercises that have kept me strong, sharp and sickness-free, not in theory, but in the reality of a long, well-lived life. Before we dive in, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip. And if you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. I want to keep improving this content for you. The Spine Awakening Ritual, 3-minute morning reset that reverses age from the inside out. People think sickness comes from germs or genetics. But after 92 years without major illness, and not even a cold since I was 52, I can tell you, true health begins the moment you wake up. That's why before my feet ever hit the ground, I give my body one clear message. You're alive and I need you today. Every morning, lying flat on my back, eyes still closed, I start a sequence that changed my life. I slowly turn my head left and right, not to stretch, but to gently awaken. The nerves in my neck. I draw my knees toward my chest, hug them softly, and rock gently from side to side like I'm cradling my own spine. Then I release and let my back settle into the mattress, more aligned and more awake. No rush, no harsh movements, just presence. It may sound simple, even silly, but this 3-minute ritual rewires how your nervous system meets the day. Most people leap out of bed with tight backs, stiff joints, and groggy blood. They force themselves upright, triggering a sudden spike in blood pressure and dizziness. That's why so many falls and strokes happen first thing in the morning. But when you wake your spine with care, you're giving your whole body time to remember how to live well. The spine isn't just a column of bones. It's your body's nerve highway. If your spine is sluggish, everything else is too. Balance, digestion, even thought clarity. As we age, our spine craves rhythm over force and attention over speed. I've done this sequence every single day since I turned 52. It's more than a habit, it's a ceremony. Science backs this up. A study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that older adults who practice spinal mobilization each morning report fewer falls, better posture, and sharper mental clarity. But beyond the data, what really matters is how it makes you feel lighter, looser, more in tune with your own body. I used to wake up stiff and tense, dreading the moment my feet hit the floor. Now I welcome the morning with calm and presence. This ritual doesn't require strength or flexibility. It just requires intention. And in a world that pressures us to rush, choosing presence is the first step toward healing. You can't build a strong body on a weak foundation. And your spine is the foundation of your every move, every breath, every sense of being alive. So why not start your day by honoring it? And if you're wondering what comes next after this sacred 3-minute ritual, how I keep my strength, clarity, and immunity well into my 90s, let me show you something even more surprising. All it takes is a kitchen chair. And it might just save you from your next fall. The magic chair. Routine, a daily practice that rebuilt my strength without leaving the kitchen. I used to think strength came from effort, from sweat and hard work. But after 60, something shifted. My body no longer responded to intensity. It responded to consistency. And that realization came through the most overlooked object in my home, the kitchen chair. One day, I nearly fell while reaching for a pan. That moment shook me. I wasn't sick. I was eroding. Tiny bits of strength slipping away unnoticed. My thighs were trembling when I stood. Reaching a cabinet made my shoulder twinge. I realized I was losing more than strength. I was losing independence. So I started a small ritual. Each morning, I sat in my kitchen chair, placed my feet firmly on the floor, and slowly lifted one leg at a time, holding it for a few seconds before lowering it. At first, lifting my leg just a few inches felt hard, but I kept going, not to train like an athlete, but to reclaim the dignity of movement. Then I moved to my arms. I'd raise them straight in front of me slowly, with control. No weights, no rush. 10 slow lifts, just breath and focus. The whole routine took less than 5 minutes, but within weeks I could get out of bed faster. I stopped grabbing the wall for balance. I could carry groceries again. But most of all, I felt capable. That chair became more than a seat. It became a training ground for independence. Doctors call it functional movement, exercises that mimic real life. A study in the journals of gerontology found that regular seated leg and arm lifts reduce fall risk by more than 30% in older adults. But I don't need a study to tell me that. I live it. The beauty is, anyone can do this. Whether you're recovering from surgery, dealing with arthritis, or simply feeling the years add up, you don't need to stand. You don't need equipment. Just a chair, your breath, and a willingness to begin. Our bodies don't need punishment. They need reminders. Every leg lift whispers to the muscles, you still have purpose. Every slow arm raise says to the brain, we're still in motion. We're still alive. And if a kitchen chair can restore your strength, just wait until you see what your breath can do. Continued in next message, due to length limit. Here's the continuation of the story with full localization and original detail preserved. The healing breath sequence, a 4-minute practice that calms your nerves and strengthens your immune system. We spend our whole lives breathing, yet few of us ever truly learn how to breathe. I didn't either. Not until my late 50s when I was grieving the loss of my husband. My sleep was broken. My digestion turned sour. My chest was always tight even when I was still. Doctors ran tests. Everything looked fine, but I didn't feel fine. One day, a nurse pulled me aside. She said gently, "You're breathing like the world is ending." I laughed through tears, but she was right. That's when I found the breathwork practice that saved me. Every afternoon, usually around 3 p.m., I sit near a window, feet grounded, and I begin what I now call my 4-7-8 ritual. Inhale deeply through the nose for 4 counts. Hold the breath for 7 counts. Exhale slowly through pursed lips for 8 counts. I repeat this 4 times. That's it. No incense, no music. Just me and the air I once took for granted. The first time I tried it, I cried. Not out of sadness but release. My body, held hostage by stress for years, finally exhaled. Over time, something changed. My sleep deepened. My heart rate steadied. Even my seasonal allergies faded. I haven't had so much as a sniffle since I started. Science supports this too. A 2020 study from Harvard Medical School found that deep rhythmic breathing activates the vagus nerve, which calms inflammation and boosts immune function. But more than science, breath gives you agency. When the world spins, news, politics, family struggles, your breath is the one thing you control. And in that control lies your healing. No pill, no doctor, no expensive equipment, just 4 rounds of mindful breath a day. And when you stack this with gentle movement and spinal awakening, your body begins to remember what it's capable of. Your breath doesn't just keep you alive, it brings you back to life. The eye-openers. A 2-minute habit that's kept my vision sharp at 92. People often ask if I've had cataract surgery. I haven't. I read without glasses. I still thread needles. That didn't happen by chance. It happened by care. When I turned 60, I noticed the letters in my crossword puzzles were blurring. My ophthalmologist told me it was normal aging. That word, normal, frustrated me. Decline may be common, but it's not inevitable. So I asked myself, how do I keep the rest of my body healthy? Movement and focus, why not my eyes? That's when I began the eye openers, a simple set of exercises I found in an old book at the library. I modified them, made them gentler, and they've been my daily ritual for over 30 years. Here's what I do. I sit comfortably, spine. Boodle. I move my eyes, not my head, to the far left, hold for 2 seconds, then far right, hold. Then up to the ceiling and down to the floor, again holding each for 2 seconds. Next, I slowly roll my eyes clockwise, then counterclockwise. Finally, I cup my palms over my eyes and rest in darkness for 30 seconds. This whole sequence takes less than 2 minutes, but it brings circulation to the optic nerves and relaxes the tiny muscles around the eyes. Over the years, I've shared this routine with friends. Some say it helped reduce their eye strain. One even told me her night vision improved. It won't fix everything, but it reminds your eyes that you haven't given up on them. And that's the common thread in all these rituals. They are love letters to the parts of yourself that aging tries to silence. But there's one final ritual, the one I believe has made the biggest difference of all. The evening grounding practice, a 5-minute end-of-day ritual that helps your body repair while you sleep. Longevity isn't just about how you move or what you eat. It's about how you rest. Most people go to bed with their phones, their stress, their to-do lists still swirling. The body lies down, but the nervous system never really lets go. That's why I created my evening grounding ritual. Every night, just before bed, I sit on the edge of my mattress with the lights off. I place both feet flat on the floor, hands on my thighs, spine upright. I breathe. But here's the key. I place a small warm compress, sometimes just a microwaved towel, over my belly. The warmth signals my body to drop into its parasympathetic state. Rest, digest, repair. I close my eyes and whisper, "You've done enough today. You are safe to rest." It may sound silly, but those words matter. Your body listens. And over time, this small moment changed everything. My sleep deepened. My digestion improved. My dreams returned. My body stopped bracing for the next thing and started healing from the last. There's a saying I love: the body whispers before it screams. These evening moments helped me hear the whispers. Final thoughts. People often ask if I'm lucky. I smile, because I know luck didn't get me here. Listening did. These 5 rituals aren't magic, they're ancient truths, rediscovered. Simple movements, gentle breath, moments of presence. They remind your body what it's made to do. Heal, so if you're in your 40s, 50s, 70s, even 90s, and it's not too late, your body is still listening. Give it something worth hearing. And if you found this video helpful, type 1 in the comments to let me know. If not, type 0. I value your honesty. Until next time, be well. And don't forget, it's never too late to begin again.